I'm gonna show you 4 levels of blues soloing just using the pentatonic scale. You can stop sounding boring, stop playing the same shit you always play, and start feeling inspired again. And yes, the pentatonic scale is all you need for this video. You don't need any crazy theory or anything like that. Let's say we're in the key of A. Most guitarists would automatically go to the A minor pentatonic and play some of those licks every guitar player knows. Maybe you know a few different shapes, but in the end, it's still just the A minor pentatonic. It gets sold quick, am I right? What if you had other pentatonic scales to use? Is that even possible? Level 1. Combining A minor and A major. The first thing you need to know is that if the key is A major in a 12-bar blues, the chords will be A7, D7, and E7. What we can observe is that we mostly learn how to use A minor pentatonic. But what about the A major pentatonic? After all, this is a major blues. You can think of the A major pentatonic as its minor relative, which will be F sharp minor. Here's a quick refresher on minor relatives. The intervallic structure of the major scale is ho ho half, ho 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 half. And for the minor scale is ho half, ho ho half, ho ho. What's interesting about this is that this is actually the same structure, but starting in a different place. This means that for every major scale, you have a minor scale that shares the same notes. The minor relative always starts in the 6th note of the major scales. The 6th note is F sharp, so that would be the minor relative. To see if it checks out, simply apply the major scale formula to A, then apply the minor scale formula to F sharp. You see the notes are the same. However, for as weird as it may seem, this scale won't do so well in the entire 12 bars. The idea of this level will be to play the A major pentatonic over the A7 and the A minor pentatonic over the D7 and E7. Here's how it sounds. A bit different, right? We're adding a new color here. The major pentatonic sounds a bit happier than the minor, so we create some very nice contrast. Level 2, all major. We talked about changing between the A major pentatonic and the A minor pentatonic until now. The key is A, and the 1 chord is A7, a dominant 7th chord which usually works with both major and minor pentatonic well. But if you've been paying attention, the other chords are D7 and E7, which means there are also dominant 7th chords. So what if we tried some different pentatonic scales thinking of each chord? And that means, for this example, we'll be playing all major pentatonics. A major pentatonic over A7, which is F sharp minor pentatonic. D major pentatonic over D7, which is B minor pentatonic. And E major pentatonic over E7, which is C sharp minor pentatonic. Let's see how it goes. Now I feel everything sounds a bit too happy. But what if we tried the minor pentatonic for each chord? Level 3, all minor. This one is pretty straightforward. Here's how it'll go. A minor pentatonic over A7, D minor pentatonic over D7, and E minor pentatonic over E7. Definitely different from level 2. Everything sounds a bit more bluesy and even spicy, I'd say. By the way, I should mention that 52-week guitar player is reopening for enrollment in mid-June. We'll be accepting 100 new students by then, but more on that later. Level 4. The best, or my favorite combination. You might have noticed that at this point, we have 6 different pentatonic scales to apply in this blues. The major and minor pentatonic scales for each of the 3 chords, and you can imagine what kinds of combinations we can make. When it comes to playing blues, theory will only go so far. Even if what I'm saying here makes sense and looks good on paper, you are probably noticing that some options sound better than others. So you will need to practice a lot and experiment to find what options you prefer. For this level, I will show you a combination that I particularly like and I've put together after lots of practicing and studying the blues. During the A7, we'll play A major pentatonic. When the D7 comes, we'll change to the A minor pentatonic and back to the A major pentatonic when we get back to A7. So far, this is pretty much like level 1, right? The turnaround is when things get a little bit different though. We'll use E major pentatonic for the E7 and D minor pentatonic for the D7. If you're paying attention, you notice that the E major pentatonic is relative to C sharp minor. So the trick here is to play the C sharp minor pentatonic, and when the E7 goes to D7, you just move the shape a half step up and you get to the D minor pentatonic. This way you're going from happy to spicy, quickly and easy. After that, we can just use the A minor pentatonic again. Did you know that you could use all of these pentatonics when playing blues? So what did you think about all of these options? Did you have any idea that with just a pentatonic scale, you could get so many different sounds in the same blues backing track? So what was your favorite level? Leave a comment down below, let me know what that was, and be sure to like and subscribe. Now, if you'd like to learn more from me and some other awesome instructors, consider joining the 52-week guitar player waiting list. We'll be reopening for enrollment in mid-June. We'll open to the waiting list on June 11th and then to the rest of the public on June 15th. If you'd like a more personalized guitar learning experience, you can get help from me or any of the other instructors in the program. We'll only be accepting 100 new students when we reopen. Sign up to the waiting list now to be among the first in line. You have nothing to lose by joining the waiting list. Cheers, guitar chefs!